Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. It is me, Kiera. Today let's talk about how I have reached the 100th day of not having any dairy. No cow's milk, no cheese, no yogurts, which cheese is really the largest one for me, okay? No butters, nothing like that. I just want to share today the things that started to happen internally to my body once I kicked dairy out of my life forever. We team no dairy over here. Let me open up my handy dandy iPad because I don't want to miss nothing. First of all, I am so excited that I have been so diligent, and it's not that I didn't believe that I could be consistent with this, because this is a lifestyle change for me, not just like a little diet. The reason it is a lifestyle change is because if you've watched my previous videos, I've gotten a food allergy test, and dairy was one of the highest things on the list of substances or ingredients that I am super highly sensitive to. It is in the highest category for me. Let's just talk about what releasing that from my diet has been looking like for me. So first off, I was extremely bloated all the time. Even when I didn't recognize that I was bloated, I was bloated. Even in the smallest bit, it all matters. But I would notice before I started this diet that my tummy would just feel large and hard and gassy all the time. Once I stopped having dairy, that subsided a lot. There's other factors that go into that. But as far as cutting out dairy from my diet, I have noticed a significant difference in how flat my stomach is now compared to what it was, okay? Now I'm able to be comfortable in my clothes, right? When your stomach is bloated, I don't know if you know what true bloat is, but bloat is not fat necessarily. It's just air. It's just a bunch of gases that are just built up in your body. It feels like a balloon is just sitting in your whole midsection, okay? Extremely uncomfortable. And I did not recognize how much I had healed from that until maybe about 2-3 weeks into the diet. I started to notice, my goodness, like I feel no bloat. So that was the first amazing thing. So the next one I'm going to say probably should have been number one. So there has been a lot less mucus production in my body. Let me explain. So first off, mucus is not a bad thing. Mucus is our body's way of expelling things that do not belong, right? If there is an infection, if there is some foreign object in our body, our bodies will make mucus to push it out. The problem is when we consume dairy, right, or other foods that produce mucus. When we consume a lot of dairy, our body is making excessive mucus because dairy is not supposed to be in the body. Okay? So for me, less mucus means, just having it feels like just a lot of mucus is in the back of the throat. You get a lot of postnasal drip. I have been suffering from sinus and allergies for many years. That's always been a thing for me. But when you consume milk, it makes your colds and sinus infections way worse. When you have excessive mucus, it starts to live in your body and it hardens. It causes all these other diseases. That's why they say if you have a cold, if you get sick, cut out dairy, because you want to not produce extra. Your body is already going to make the mucus that it needs to make, okay? Experiencing less sinus issues because of excessive mucus production. Now, mucus also exists all in your intestines, everywhere, right? Your whole body will produce mucus for different processes that happens inside of the body. And again, those things are normal, but consuming dairy increases that number and it gives you just this unnecessary amount of mucus that it then starts to cause problems in the body. I started to notice that cutting out dairy meant that my body did not have a reason to fight off anything, right? Because the allergen or the foreign object was the dairy. So my body had no reason to keep producing all this extra mucus because there's a lot less foreign objects or things that my body think is an enemy to me. That was a very big one for me because again, I don't know if you ever had a sinus infection. I used to get them really, really badly, which resulted in just, a lot of sinus headaches as well. And then just a lot of just mucus buildup that you could just feel sitting at the back of your throat. Extremely uncomfortable, but cutting out dairy killed that. The very next thing that I noticed was that I obviously started to lose weight. So I am 28 pounds down now, almost at 30 pounds, y'all. Dairy products can make you gain weight or make you keep on the weight that you already have because it's high in fats. And a lot of dairy products, yogurts and things like that, contain a whole lot of sugar, like a boatload of sugar. The problem with having all of those things is actually my next point, is that it helped to reduce inflammation in my body. When the body has inflammation inside of it, it makes it hard for the body to process insulin levels, which leads to higher sugar levels in the body. So then your liver starts to accumulate fat, which makes it even harder for your body to start to process that insulin. Naturally, that means you will gain weight. So because I've also reduced the amount of sugar that I've been putting into my body, I've been helping my body repair itself. I've been helping my body replenish itself. And like I said, that leads into my next point, that the inflammation in my body has gone down. And I mentioned in my other video that I had taken a blood test before all of this had happened and saw that my levels of inflammation were high. So since I have been doing this, this has brought that number down significantly. So on top of me not being bloated, on top of me losing weight, on top of my body producing way less mucus, I am less inflamed and I have no pain in my body due to high levels of inflammation. So what does that mean for me? That means that I am able to go into the gym, keep up a steady gym routine, not be in pain, not feel sluggish, not feel bloated and uncomfortable. And let me just say this, when I was eating dairy products, I was very happy with the food that I was eating, because with my tacos, they gotta be cheesy, they gotta have a lot of sour cream, honey. I love a good slice of sharp cheddar with some crackers. One of my favorite meals is chili and grilled cheese. So don't think for 1 second that I just gave up dairy and it was fun and it was all right. I had a hard time with that. I do use a lot of substitutes, which I may do another video on what I've been substituting dairy for. There are substitutes out there. There is help out there for you. There is ways to overcome this whole thing with this, dairy. If you have been having gut issues, if you have been suffering from inflammation, joint pains that you just can't explain, headaches, gas, extreme bloating, any of those things, you might want to think about releasing dairy from your diet for a little while and just see how your body reacts to that, okay? Because in my experience, again, for 100 days, it has been a key thing that has been changing the way that my body behaves now. Thank y'all so much for watching my video today. Just make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video with somebody so that they can see what happens when you stop eating all that dairy and when you stop consuming all that dairy. It ain't just like all talk. Your body will thank you, honey, okay?